Today on Restixin, we are making this fabulous backyard chandelier. Hi everybody, it's Teresa with Restixin.com. I was at a thrift store the other day and I came across a huge collection of these little pink tea lights, and it just sent my inspiration revving, and I thought, I have got to do something with this. So what I've come up with is I'm going to make a little outdoor chandelier. I'm not going to light it or anything like that. It's just going to be basically hanging over a seating area in my backyard just to make it extra pretty. So first thing we have to do is drill a hole in the bottom of this tea light that we can use to hang it. So let me take you back outside to my drilling station and show you how to drill through the glass. So this is my typical station for drilling through glass or ceramic or tile. I've shown this in videos many times before. It's just a plastic bin with a crappy towel in the bottom so that I can drill through it and not destroy anything. And this will also provide a nice level surface for the item that we're drilling, and then it's filled with some cold water, which will keep everything cool, because if it gets too hot it breaks, and it will keep it lubricated because if there's too much friction it breaks. So you want to make sure you've got enough water to cover the surface that you are drilling without submerging your drill. So I've got my little tea light here. I'm just going to fill it with some water so that there's water to keep everything cool and lubricated on both sides, and using my typical glass and tile drill bit, I'm just going to go very slow and patient and drill a hole right through the bottom of this tea light. Well, when you do this, you won't be holding a camera, so you'll have both hands to use. That won't happen to you, that bit of ridiculousness, but there you can see my hole in the bottom. This paint on my tea lights is chipping, so I'm going to have to think of a solution for that, but my hole is all set and ready to go. So I'm just going to do this for all the rest of the tea lights that I want to use, and then I'll be able to start making them into a chandelier. So along with the tea lights, the other thing you're going to need is something to hang it from. And you can really use just about anything. I've seen people use automotive parts or baskets. When I was at the thrift store, I happened to find this piece of metal. It was a candle holder. It had, some little rings that came off the front here, but those were really easy to just snip off. And so I'm left with this little metal scroll piece that I will be using as the base that all of my little glass pieces will be hanging down from. So now let me show you how to get started hanging them. You'll need some wire. I got this at the hardware store in the section with the fencing. This will be by the chain link fences. And what you do, you can see I've got one right here. We're just going to bend that little loop around in a circle. You just need a pair of pliers, and you literally just bend it around like that. That's all you do. So with one end done, I'm going to feed it up through the bottom of that tea light, and so now that tea light will hang easily. So with the top part, this is actually still a little long, so I'm going to take my wire cutters and snip it down just a bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just bend it around. But before I get all the way to where it meets itself, I'm going to grab a piece of chain. This is like a decorative lamp chain that I got at the hardware store. So I'm just gonna slide that inside the loop I'm making and then bring that back around to hang it nicely. See? So I'm gonna clean that up a little bit because I'm a perfectionist and that's a little bit messy, but I'm gonna do this with all of the pieces that I will be using to make my chandelier. So what I did next was to take my little base and I just laid it out and then grabbed all my pieces and arranged them to try to figure out the pattern that I was going to be hanging these from. So like this, I decided I'm gonna have another one hanging below it. So I'm actually gonna open that center loop that's holding this in place and thread the chain onto that so that it'll hang like that. So you can figure that out. These are so noisy. You can figure that out when you arrange it and figure out, the exact way that you want to hook them up. And so then you will need to hook the top of this chain to your hook, and you'll do that with another wire loop, just like we did the first part. So to hang the top of this, I'll have all this stuff coming from the bottom, but to hang it from the top, I'm going to stick close to the middle here, and I'm going to put 3 or 4. We'll see how it balances best once I get it all together. And I'm going to put it on the top, just like that, with my little pliers, close that loop back up. And I'm going to make another loop at the top, just like we have been, and add more chain. And so I will do this with probably 4 to make sure that it gets really good and balanced, that will all meet up at the top, so I'll have one piece to chain, like to hang the whole thing from. So let me get started assembling this, and anything that was confusing in my description will make sense once you can start looking at it. Okay, brace yourselves. This is gonna get loud as all of these glasses clink together, but I've got them all assembled now, so let me give you a little peek. Okay, see? So hopefully when this is actually hanging, it won't be a wind chime. I'll be able to arrange them so that they're not banging into each other. But hey, if I made another wind chime, I made another wind chime. So, okay, so now we have to have a way to hang this in a stable way. So I've already gone ahead and made the chains to hang it from the top. So on my piece, it worked best to have 4 chains coming from like that, those 4 corners in this center section. If you're using a different material, which obviously you're gonna have to, if it's something that's round that you're using as your base, a triangle pattern might work better, or going with the 4 corners like I am. But whatever you do, you wanna make sure that your chains all meet up at the same height right in the middle. So now that I've got that settled, I want to make sure that they stay there, they stay hooked up together so that I can hang it easily. So I've just got a key ring here, and I'm gonna open that up and just thread all of these chains onto it. Push that around, and now it is ready for hanging. So I'm just gonna go hang this outside over the sectional that I built, and let me show you how that looks in its final place. I hope that this was inspiring for you. Once you learn how to drill through glass, you can do amazing things with it. And now I have my whole backyard decked out with thrift store dishes that I got for almost nothing, and it looks so beautiful and festive and adds color that will be there year round. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Please subscribe for lots more big ideas and help me out by sharing these videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.